This is fine. I'm okay with the events that are unfolding currently.
You know what you are? You know what you are? You're a clown.
I'm a clown?
You're a clown.
The project went from celebrating Roy's birthday to announcing another member leaving the group and the project overall in the span of just 3 days. And based off the responses from 𝙏𝙬𝙞𝙀, it's not looking too good for 𝕊𝕠𝕔𝕚𝕤. Meanwhile, Kang's new girl group, Posh Girls, has finally made their debut. Once again, we're gonna skip the disclaimer and just get right into it. Before we talk about the most recent departure, I want to do a little segment called the timeline of departures, where we look back on past Z stars who have left the project, starting with the announcement that pretty much started it all. March 3rd, 2020, where 𝕊𝕠𝕔𝕚𝕤 announced that each member would be traveling back to their home countries due to COVID, and what would serve as the beginning of the hiatus. Fast forward to June 2nd, 2020, when it was announced that 𝙄𝙣𝙨, the Taiwanese representative for Z Girls, left due to health reasons. And no, we do not know what those health reasons were, and it's none of our business. Following that, on September 7th, 2020, it was announced that 2nd Gen had been dissolved, basically disbanded until further notice. Following this, 2nd Gen winner 𝙏𝙬𝙀 from Thailand announced that he would not be returning to the project, going on to debut under Insight Artists Thailand. Japanese 2nd Gen winner 𝙏𝙬𝙀 seems to have also left the project due to signing with 𝙏𝙪𝙢𝙗𝙡 Entertainment, and it is rumored that Taiwanese winner Samuel has also left the project due to joining the Atomic Boys or Atom Boys survival show. Fast forward to May 17th, 2021, we had a triple blow with 3 members leaving at once, those members being Mahiro of Japan, Sid of India, and Perry of Taiwan. And finally, we last left off on June 18th, 2021, where Carlene announced the news of her pregnancy and stated that her plans of going back to Korea had been erased. And before someone makes the comment, let me reiterate something from my previous video. Like I said in my last video, I'll be moving forward in my videos as if Carlene left the project based off her statement in the announcement vlog. Also, side note, how are you as a company going to put out a statement saying that she's taking a break from the project when the project has been on hiatus since March 2020, and in order to take a break from something, you would have to been doing something, but you haven't been doing anything as a group? Huh, funny how that works. But anyways, and now here we are, August 31st or September 1st, depending on where you live. 𝕊𝕠𝕔𝕚𝕤 announced that the 𝙄𝙀𝙀 and Thai representative of Z Boys, �blink, will be leaving the project, which honestly kind of took me by surprise because I was not expecting him to be the next person to choose to leave, but I digress. 𝕊𝕠𝕚𝕚's statement on the matter reads as follows. We are saddened to announce that �blink, a member of the Z Boys, will be officially leaving the zpop Dream project and 𝕊𝕠𝕚 Entertainment today. It has been a very challenging time during this prolonged COVID-19 pandemic. While we continue to look at safe options to restart the zpop Dream project, we also respect �blink's decision to pursue other interests. We sincerely thank �blink for being part of the Z Stars family and wish him happiness, good health, and success in the future. Now, things were definitely a lot different this time around on both ends in terms of the responses of both Z Stars and 𝙏𝙬𝙀. I'll talk about fan responses in a bit, but I want to quickly talk about the public emphasis on public responses of Z Stars, because in reality, there wasn't really any. If you watched any of my past videos on members leaving the project, you would see some type of response from almost every single Z Star member, whether it was a comment or posting old photos, there was something. But this time around, it was a lot different. It was actually kind of quiet on their end. However, one member's IG story has me understanding why most likely nothing really was said, which I'll get to in a second. Following the announcement, �blink posted a comment under the post saying, "Thank all of you guys so much for 2 years, and I promise I'll be back soon." Following that, Guy also made a comment under the announcement post saying, "See you on the top, brother," in which �blink replied with, "You too, dude." Vanya reposted the post on her IG story. �blink also later went on to thank everyone for the 2 years with zpop in a post on his Instagram. Now, I want to talk about Priyanka's IG story because to me, her IG story set the tone and really emphasized the current situation of this project and why things felt a lot different this time around with this departure. Her IG story reads as follows. "As expected, expected, right? Sorry, can't really say anything openly, but I guess you all know what we mean. We are blessed to be with the best. Peace. Let's hope 8 to be our lucky number. Anyway, take care. To be quite honest, I don't blame anyone for not saying anything publicly, because the way I look at this situation in my perspective, how many different ways can one keep asking people to keep waiting, be patient, and allude to a possible reunion without people getting tired of hearing it because nothing's happening? And on top of that, a company that keeps repeating the same thing over and over again with no outcome, to the point where they stopped making professional statements and essentially started posting pictures to announce their statements. I mean, the project basically lost a third of its members this year alone. Like, what really is there left to say after that? And honestly, I would probably do the same. However, 𝙏𝙬𝙤𝙧 had a lot to say on the other hand. Some left positive comments wishing 𝙏 good luck and that they would miss him. We will miss you, 𝙏. It's okay. I hope you always happy and success in the future. We love you. This is so sad, but I will keep supporting him. Good luck for you, 𝙏. 𝙏, you will always be part of the Z-Stars, part of our universe. While on the other hand, a lot of 𝙏𝙬𝙤 let their anger and frustration towards 𝕊𝕠𝕔𝕚𝕤 be known fully well. And even I was a bit surprised at the comments. Here's what some had to say. The company is not giving them comeback, so what will the members do? They also have to think about their future. I swear, if they didn't give them a comeback till next February, I'm gonna unfollow zpop Dream. What a great news, zpop. Thanks for wasting Z-Stars' time and their potential, and stop giving us excuses. If you want, you can do many other activities to promote them. No, please, we want to know, will we ever get the comeback, or you will continue wasting their talent until each of every member leave? My hopes to see Z-Boys and Z-Girls having a comeback is getting vanished day by day. What a great waste of time. Literally, they are all leaving one by one, and it all goes to the company 𝕊𝕠𝕔 Entertainment. For your kindness, regards, and information, Korea is allowing for foreigners, so what the heck is your problem? I also want to put a quick pin in this comment because I'm referring back to this comment and many others like it towards the end of this video. Wow, as expected. You should have a shame. Stop making excuses for a safe comeback. You failed to manage, and now if they are leaving, it's all your fault. Now I wish they have not joined this shit company. They will all leave, still you make excuses? Nice, well done. For you, Z-Stars may not matter, but remember, we 𝙏𝙬𝙤 love them a lot, like you cannot imagine. So stop your act of being good and trying to get them back. Just tell us directly so that they can focus on their careers better without being involved with your stupidities. I knew something like this was gonna happen. Well, anyway, bye 𝙏. I knew this would happen. The video Roy uploaded of 2022 is 4 months away. There every member was present, but except 𝙏. I knew that 𝙏 will leave. Seriously, you guys need to fix your problems, dude. I mean, stop giving us excuses. Dude, we all know that every country opened their airlines for a few days. Dude, you make them come one by one. You guys are just, I seriously don't have any words. Joanne, Carlene, Mahiro, Sid, Perry, and now 𝙏. We used to have 14 members and now only 8. The day will come soon when everyone will leave. Dude, you guys seriously need to fix your problems. I mean, you guys don't do any online activities or don't tell us that you guys doing something. Seriously, what's going on? What you want exactly? So who's next? I don't know what to say again. Pandemic is not the reason why they don't come back now. We know it. Well, of course everyone's leaving since the company is not giving them any promotions or comeback. Their time and talent has been wasted. Pretty much zpop Dream is ending. I'm seriously asking, is 𝕊𝕠𝕔 actually isn't interested in make any project to Z-Stars? We were given a reason like foreigner can't go outside home country, keep the member healthy, anything until we're full of that word. In this day, people can go outside country since a long time. I'm really hard laughing at your reason, your lie. I don't care if this text is in Indonesian. If you don't want to make any project to Z-Stars, you guys just need to disband the group. Let the member get out of the group and the agency. Pity for the member. Your devil is 𝕊𝕠𝕔 Entertainment. Okay, we understand that you're working on bringing Z-Stars back to Korea, but when? It feels like everyone will leave, then you will be like, oh, I was planning to bring them to Korea next week, but everyone's left. Oops, sorry. We literally lost all of our patience. seconds. 𝕊𝕐𝑝, do something real quick or you will lose Z-Stars, 𝙏𝙬𝙤, and everyone. Excuses. I'm done with them. You're never gonna give them another comeback, are you? You're losing really talented people. Stop. Just stop, for God's sake. Stop lying and stop giving hopes to dreamers around the globe. It hurts, man. Enough. We tolerated enough lies. Tell the truth now, at least that your someday a safe comeback is never. And please, for God's sake, keep your excuses and lies of your comeback to yourself. For how much time are you going to use as your shield to hide your poor management? Okay, I'm done now. My day started with this post. What the hell are you doing, zpop Dream? Why are you wasting time of Z-Stars and galaxies? Do you even know that when you started this project, it gave hopes to all the people out there with an impossible dream throughout the country, got a hope to be a pop star? But no, you guys failed, and not only of Z-Stars, but you broke so many hearts. Shame on you, literally shame on you, zpop Dream. So my opinion on the situation and a few other factors might be the unpopular one here, but that's what you guys came for. My opinions. There are certain things pertaining to the way 𝕊𝕐𝕐𝑝 has handled the current situation with this project that I tend to be critical of, because I do think that there were some missed opportunities, and also seeing the fan base try to do what the company should have been doing to continue to promote the project virtually in some way, shape, or form. However, the one thing I cannot and I will not hold against them is anything pertaining to travel. The project is in a tight spot due to the lack of travel, since they're currently not able to travel, which I'll talk more about that in a second. Now, with each statement that 𝕊𝕐𝕐𝑝 releases, the responses to some of these statements have kind of bothered me for a while now. And this is referring to the comment that I want you guys to pin in or just keep in mind from earlier. I know I don't have to say this, but I'm going to say this anyways. COVID is still a thing that has not completely gone away. Now, for some places like New Zealand, it may have, while for others, it has not. And each time 𝕊𝕐𝕐𝕐𝑝 brings up COVID, it's now seen as an excuse or as a lie, but it is very much still a valid reason, because at the end of the day, they are responsible for the health and the well-being for each member. So they have to be mindful for each country the member is from, plus the country they will meet up in. Now, I get it is frustrating having to be reminded that repeatedly, but that's just the reality of it all. Which brings me to the next thing that I want to bring up pertaining to some of the comments. I've seen comments and DMs bring up Z-Stars traveling back to Korea since other people have been traveling to Korea, which of course is a fair point since Korea is under restrictive travel. But that then brings up something that I've started to question in terms of 𝕊𝕐𝕐𝕐𝑝. Right now, in order to enter Korea for some countries pertaining to Z-Stars, and this is just what I saw online, there are certain requirements that you must meet, such as a negative test, a mandatory quarantine once you enter the country, an application to enter, proof of accommodation, a cover letter detailing your travel, and even then there's a possibility the embassy needs to approve it, and with all that, of course, a max stay of 3 months. Then for Japan, you must show proof that you have the money to stay and leave Korea, and that's just for a tourist visa. I bring that up because, of course, obtaining a work visa is a process in of its own. Due to the current climate, I wouldn't be surprised if it becomes a lengthier process, which makes me think if they even have the resources that would allow them to proceed with the project in Korea. But it also makes me think that they are not even returning to Korea, but that's just a thought. Which brings up the next country of interest in this situation, which is Singapore. If you remember 2 of my previous videos, I talked about 𝕊𝕐𝕐𝕐𝑝 being based in Singapore in a deep dive and covered the possibility of Singapore being the new base for Z-Stars due to Carlene mentioning traveling to Singapore for work in a Facebook Live back in 2020. 𝕊𝕐𝕐𝕐𝑝's entertainment branch is located in Singapore and the US, but we're only focusing on Singapore here, which the entertainment sector also houses the zpop Dream project. And currently for Singapore, all travel to Singapore is closed. The exemptions pertaining mainly to citizens, diplomats, students who are currently abroad, and/or family issues, which of course prevents the project from resuming in Singapore, which also makes me further think that the project was meant to meet up in Singapore instead of Korea. But again, that's just a thought or a theory if you want to put it that way. Now, I'm not going to completely rule out Korea since Carlene did mention Korea in her pregnancy speech. However, I do question if they even have the proper resources that would allow them to come back to Korea and meet all the requirements, which then leads my mind back to Singapore, of course. Now, I want to go back to talking about some of the responses of some people pushing for Z-Stars to meet up now or extremely soon. Like I said earlier, 𝕊𝕐𝕐𝕐𝑝 is responsible for the health and safety, and it was a little frustrating seeing comments talking about wanting Z-Stars to meet up now, while at the same time, idols currently promoting were unfortunately testing positive for COVID like 𝕊𝕬𝕤𝕤 of 𝙏𝙬𝙨, 𝑘𝑠𝑠, and 𝑘𝑠𝑠 from 𝐼𝑠1, and even 5 out of 7 members of 𝐿 testing positive for COVID, and all the members of 𝐿Flying also testing positive for COVID. And groups like 𝙏𝑬𝑛 and 17 who had to cancel promotions at the time being due to coming in contact with someone who tested positive. Even with the proper precautions, it is still a risk that even if they were able to enter Korea, I wouldn't blame them for not wanting to risk it. And that brings me to the last thing I want to talk about, and that is the comparison I've been seeing some people make between K-pop idols being able to promote while Z-stars are not able to, which brings kind of a full circle moment with maybe hints of irony. I don't really agree with the comparison nor think they measure up in comparison. This goes back to the premise of the project, and that was that people from different parts of Asia would come together and promote within different countries within Asia, which for the zpop Dream project, that is a crucial part to the project being able to stay afloat because that is their main means of promotion. Not to mention, the project pride themselves of that key aspect, whereas for K-pop idols, if you really think about it, they don't really have to leave Korea in order to promote. Since K-pop groups are based in Korea, they're able to have the means and places for promotions without having to leave Korea itself. For some of them, they may never have to promote outside of Korea and be fine for the most part. And for the groups who do have overseas promotions, the companies behind them have been able to have the means to work around that. For example, BTS performing at the Billboard Music Awards, Lisa and Rose on Jimmy Fallon, twice on the Kelly Clarkson show, 17 on Jimmy Fallon, and so forth. All those performances were filmed in Korea and aired overseas on their respective shows, and they've been doing that for a while now. While the zpop Dream project, since they are on their own and still a work in process, they do not have those means currently, and theoretically speaking, even if the remaining members of the project were able to meet up in one location and record music, they would most likely not be able to promote the way that they used to prior to the hiatus, which for some people that wouldn't matter, but for the project overall, they would be losing out on a very big aspect of this project, and which is to promote their music overseas. Where I'm at currently with the current situation of the project is ultimately that there was and still a chance for this project to be active and interactive with their audience through virtual content on their channel with the simple means of videos. And to many, it may feel as if 𝕊𝕠𝕔𝕚𝕤 didn't even try that option and or just gave up after 2 months with only one idea, which was the 25 things about me, which again, I completely understand. That is so frustrating. And when it comes to the music, that is just something that is just completely up in the air until further notice, which for that reason, I can't blame any of them for choosing to leave the project, because although the project is on hold, their lives keep going. Before I close out this video, I want to briefly talk about Posh Girls. For those who may not know, Posh Girls is a result of the Japanese and Korean girl group that Kong was teasing about, and I know I said that I probably wasn't going to talk about Posh Girls, but since they debuted, I decided to just give my thoughts on their debut because I can. Also, I know I'm late on this, but oh well. On August 18th, Posh Girls officially made their debut with the song 𝙁𝙬𝙚𝙦. Starting with the music video, it screams $5 in a dream, but in a good way. It gave me a slight reminiscence of CLC's Where Are You and that foresty type of feel. I'm sorry, I am just a sucker for outdoor music videos with a foresty feel, and it did just that. Also, the girls look really pretty. Now onto the song itself. I really like the instrumental. However, whoever mixed the song set them up. Why are we setting them up at debut? They sounded great vocally, but the overall song sounds like they're doing a song cover and just singing over the instrumental and not in a good way. I feel like if it was mixed properly, the song would have been more put together, and this is probably just me nitpicking, but the album cover kind of gave me graphic design is my passion, and if you know the meaning behind that meme, then you know. And the same thing for the huge changes in the music video, but it still looks pretty, and that's all that matters. A little messy, but still pretty. Also, song-wise, Rihanna should not rap. If they are going to have a rapper, I think 𝐺 is better off being the sole rapper of the group and everyone else as vocalist, kind of like a WJSN formula. But besides all that, I think it's a pretty good start, and it would be interesting to see where the group goes from here. And with that, I'm going to end this video here. I do apologize that this video is late. I had a lot on my plate these days, and unfortunately this video just had to take a back seat for a while. Like always, these are solely my opinions, and I would like you guys to feel free to voice your opinions in the comment section below. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe for more, and I hope you guys come back for my next video. Bye guys!